Gino's new lover 90-Day Fiancé happily ever after. Do you ever watch a relationship and think, wait, how did we get from cute couple goals to psychological warfare in under 3 episodes? Because that's exactly what's happening with Gino and Jasmine right now. Their love story isn't just crumbling, it's combusting. And honestly, it's one of the most chaotic, unpredictable, emotionally radioactive storylines in 90-Day Fiancé history. Hey everyone, it's Sophia from Breakdown Epic, and I have been waiting to talk about this one because, oh boy, Gino and Jasmine just crossed a line that even TLC probably didn't see coming. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into how Gino's secret messages, hidden conversations, and emotional gaslighting just detonated what was left of his marriage. And the wildest part, it's not even about the cheating, it's about the cover-up. Let's rewind. Remember when Jasmine first accused Gino of lying? Everyone thought she was being dramatic because, well, she's Jasmine. But this time, the receipts were real. And honestly, I have to admit something. I used to think Jasmine's paranoia was part of the show's entertainment package. You know, the crying, the yelling, the "you ruined my life" Gino moments. But watching this play out, I can't even laugh, because what Gino did feels cold, calculated. Like a man playing chess while his wife's heart is breaking in real time. And that's the thing, people underestimate Gino. He's quiet, awkward, a little robotic, but don't let that fool you. Behind that awkward smile is a man who's strategic, a man who knows exactly how to say just enough to keep Jasmine hooked, and just little enough to keep his secrets safe. The forbidden knowledge moment. It's what he didn't tell her. Apparently, while Jasmine was melting down over their visa and financial problems, Gino was out here texting another woman. Not just texting, flirting, complimenting her, sending her photos that Jasmine never saw. And I know what you're thinking. Sophia, are we sure? Maybe it's taken out of context. Nope. Screenshots don't lie. And the thing that kills me, he sent her the same emoji combos he used to send Jasmine during their honeymoon phase. That's not out of context. That's psychological copy-paste. Let's pause for a second, because I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Jasmine overreacted when she went through Gino's phone? Or was that the only way to get the truth? Drop your take in the comments, because I swear, this couple is a masterclass in how love can turn into emotional warfare when honesty leaves the chat. Now here's where the pain point hits. Gino lied about the messages multiple times. When Jasmine confronted him, his face went blank like he was buffering. And I don't mean that in a funny way, it's that manipulative silence. The kind of pause that makes the other person question their own sanity. He said, "You're imagining things. You always overthink." Translation: classic gaslighting. This is the real heartbreak of the 90-Day Fiancé universe. Watching people like Jasmine start to believe they're the problem. Because love isn't just about words, it's about reality checks. And when someone keeps rewriting that reality, they're not loving you, they're controlling you. Now, before we go deeper, let me say this one time only: if you love real raw, no filter breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button right now. Because we don't just watch 90-Day Fiancé, we dissect it. Every tear, every lie, every screenshot, broken down to its emotional DNA. Alright, now here comes the secret part TLC didn't air in full. You probably saw Jasmine's meltdown over the messages, but behind the scenes, she found something even worse. Gino had been talking to that woman months before their wedding. That's right, the affair didn't start during their rocky marriage. It started before they even said, "I do." That's the real forbidden timeline. And suddenly everything makes sense. Why Gino was distant, why he dragged his feet on the visa, why he dodged every question about the wedding plans. Because the truth is, he was already emotionally checked out. I'll be honest, I used to defend Gino. I really did. I thought, he's awkward, not evil. But watching Jasmine's face when she realized she wasn't crazy, when she saw those messages for herself, it's like every ounce of trust she ever had evaporated in one breath. And it's weirdly poetic, right? Because Jasmine's biggest fear has always been being replaced. And that's exactly what happened. Not physically, but emotionally. Now let's talk about the domino effect. Once Jasmine's trust snapped, everything else followed. The money arguments, the jealousy, the emotional breakdowns. It's all symptoms of a wound that never healed. And this is the painful part of watching 90-Day Fiancé when love becomes a battlefield. Someone always walks away bleeding. And if you think I'm exaggerating, listen to this. Jasmine said she felt haunted by the other woman's texts. She said every time her phone buzzed, her heart dropped. That's not drama, that's trauma. But here's what no one's saying. Gino's not just hiding behind lies. He's hiding behind his image. He wants to look like the stable one, the calm one, while Jasmine's painted as the crazy Latina. And that's the most manipulative part, because when you control the narrative, you control the sympathy. Secret number 2. Gino's friends knew. That's right, his buddies actually joked about it. They thought he was just venting about Jasmine when really, he was testing emotional waters with another woman. Which makes this less about a mistake and more about a pattern. The way I see it, Gino didn't just betray Jasmine's heart, he betrayed her reality. Let me ask you, have you ever been gaslit so hard you started apologizing for the truth? That's where Jasmine is right now, and say what you want about her. Yes, she's loud, yes, she's dramatic, but she's also real. She feels things at 100%, and that's what makes her both chaotic and painfully relatable. And if you've been following this couple since their first season, you know we've seen this cycle before. Breakup, cry, make up, repeat. But this time something feels different. This isn't just another fight. This is the kind of emotional fracture that doesn't heal. It just hides under the rug until it explodes later. And spoiler, it will explode, because what Jasmine doesn't know yet, what TLC has been teasing in the next episode, is that Gino's still in contact with that woman. Not daily, not romantically, but enough to keep the wound open. Enough to remind us all that closure doesn't exist when someone keeps rewriting the past. Let that sink in. When your partner keeps in touch with the person they cheated with, that's not closure, it's a contingency plan. And this, my friends, is why I say love on 90 Day Fiancé isn't romantic, it's radioactive. And this is where it gets dark, because Jasmine isn't the kind of woman who goes quietly. When she found out Gino was still talking to that woman, she didn't cry this time, she didn't scream, she went cold. And honestly, that's scarier, because when someone like Jasmine stops reacting, it's not peace, it's preparation. She started packing, not because she wanted to leave, but because she wanted Gino to watch her leave. This is the part where you realize the real war isn't about cheating, it's about control. Gino thought silence gave him power. Jasmine's learning that silence can be a weapon too. But before we get to her revenge, I want to throw something out there. If you've ever been through a relationship where trust was broken, and you kept trying to fix it even when it hurt, drop in the comments. Let's be real, sometimes we stay, not because we're weak, but because we're still hoping the person we loved shows up again. Now, Jasmine's revenge isn't what you think. It's not dramatic or loud, it's strategic. She told Gino, "I forgive you." But it wasn't forgiveness, it was a setup. Behind the scenes, she started gathering every message, every call log, every receipt. And according to production leaks, she even reached out to the other woman. That's when she discovered something that changes everything. The woman didn't know Gino was still married. Yep, Gino told her he was working on a separation. Classic manipulation move. He wasn't cheating for love, he was cheating for control. Keeping two people orbiting his ego like satellites while pretending to be the calm, reasonable victim. This is the forbidden knowledge part. The kind TLC will edit down for airtime, but we're gonna expose right here. Gino isn't just lying to Jasmine, he's lying to himself. He's addicted to being the one who's wanted. That's why every fight ends with him saying, "I just don't understand why you're so emotional." Because in his mind, emotional women make him feel needed, stable, important. And the irony, Jasmine's intensity is the very thing that keeps him relevant on the show. Without her chaos, he's just Gino. But let's not let Jasmine off the hook either, okay? Because for every tear she's shed, she's also thrown gasoline on their fire. She's jealous, territorial, sometimes downright cruel. And yet, we watch because it's real. It's messy. It's the kind of relationship that makes us feel both superior and scared, because deep down we all know a version of this story. It's the "I can fix them" phase that never ends. Now, remember that callback I mentioned from season 6, when Jasmine burned Gino's hat collection after finding out about his secret demons? That moment wasn't just iconic, it was symbolic. The hats were his mask. Every time he wore one, he was hiding behind an image. Burning them was Jasmine saying, "I see you now." And here's the kicker, she's doing it again. In the upcoming episode teaser, she's shown cutting up photos, tearing letters, and whispering, "This time, you don't get to play victim." That's not rage. That's transformation. Now I've got to ask, do you think Jasmine should walk away for good this time? Or do you think she'll forgive him again? I genuinely want to know. Drop your prediction in the comments, because this relationship has more plot twists than a Netflix thriller. Personally, I think Jasmine's next move isn't about Gino at all. It's about reclaiming herself. And that's what most people miss. This isn't just about revenge. It's about identity. She spent years being Gino's fiancé, Gino's wife, Gino's chaos. Now she's realizing she's a story all on her own. Let's talk about emotional recovery, because we've all been there. The moment after betrayal when you start bargaining with yourself. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I can handle it. But healing doesn't start when you forgive someone else. It starts when you stop betraying yourself to protect them. And that's Jasmine's arc now. She's learning to stop protecting Gino's image. Fun fact, producers hinted that Jasmine might have already filmed confessionals where she admits she's seeing someone new. Someone who, quote, listens without judgment. Could it be real? Or is it just a storyline twist to get Gino's attention? Either way, that's poetic karma. Let's spin a hypothetical. What if Jasmine actually moves on and Gino's left watching her thrive? What if the man who once held all the control ends up begging for her validation? That's the energy shift that makes great TV, and even better life lessons. Here's what's fascinating. Every 90 Day Fiancé couple shows us a different version of love's downfall. Some collapse under distance, some under culture clash. But Gino and Jasmine, they're collapsing under ego. Two people who love each other too much to let go, but too little to grow. I know some of you in the comments are gonna say, "Sophia, this is just reality TV. It's all scripted." And sure, some parts are dramatized. But emotions, those can't be faked. You can't fake the kind of trembling voice Jasmine had when she said, "You broke me." You can't script that. Now here's something that'll blow your mind in leaked footage. Jasmine reportedly told producers she found out about more than one woman. Yeah, this wasn't an isolated thing. Gino's pattern runs deep. He needs attention like oxygen. And every time Jasmine withdraws affection, he replaces it with someone new. And that, my friends, is the real forbidden cycle. So what happens next? According to insiders, next episode we'll see Jasmine confront Gino one final time, not in anger, but with evidence, cold, calm, irrefutable evidence. And rumor has it she walks out mid-scene, no screaming, no theatrics, just silence. And that silence, it's louder than any of their fights. Because it's the sound of someone finally choosing peace over validation. I want you to really think about this. How many of us stay in situations where we're constantly trying to prove our worth? Maybe it's not a romantic relationship, maybe it's a friendship, a job, a family dynamic. But the energy is the same. You give, they take, and when you finally say, "Enough," you realize you were the story all along. That's the hidden moral of 90 Day Fiancé. Love exposes you. Now let's loop this with a little humor, because come on, it's still TLC, the same network that gave us couples arguing over toothbrushes and hot sauce. So yes, we can cry and laugh. Because honestly, half of us watch this show to feel better about our own love lives. I mean, imagine explaining to your therapist, "Yeah, I yelled at my partner, but at least I didn't throw their passport out the window like Jasmine did." Exactly. Perspective. But in all seriousness, watching Gino and Jasmine reminds us that love isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. And awareness hurts. It's messy. It's unflattering. But it's also the first step toward freedom. If you've ever been in a relationship that felt like a full-time job, hit that like button. And if you want to keep diving into the real stories behind the chaos, subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. Because I've got a theory about Jasmine's next move that will shock you. Let's just say, what if she's not done exposing secrets yet? Because according to leaks, Jasmine might have screenshots that could turn Gino's public image upside down. Screenshots that reveal he wasn't just talking to one woman, but multiple, across different states. And TLC's been sitting on it to build up the finale. If that's true, Gino's about to face the biggest reality check of his life. And maybe, just maybe, Jasmine finally gets the piece she's been chasing since season 5. So stay tuned, because the storm isn't over. The next episode might just be the moment Jasmine turns her pain into power. And when she does, we'll be right here to break it all down. Piece by explosive piece. I'm Sophia, and this was your breakdown epic. Don't forget to comment your predictions, send this to your toxic relationship group chat, and remember, sometimes the biggest plot twist is realizing you deserve better than the sequel.